In our last two videos in the series, we showcased the Moremi Kwai area, which we thoroughly enjoyed despite our car problems. In this episode, our overland adventure takes us to northern Botswana and the little town of Kasane, which will be our base for exploring the Chobe National Park. We do hope you enjoy sharing this incredible area with us. If you watched our last video, you would have seen that we had to tie our rooftop tent onto the vehicle with a towing cable because 3 of the metal brackets supporting the tent had broken on the rough roads we'd travelled on. Our first priority, therefore, was to have these welded, which we managed to have done in Gazankulu near Kasane. It took almost 5 hours to get the job done. And in the heat of 36 degrees Celsius, poor Rob was wondering if it would ever be completed in time for us to go on a cruise that we'd booked for that afternoon. With an hour to spare, we finally headed back to Chobe Safari Lodge where we were camping, and with our problems all sorted out, it was time to enjoy an iconic cruise on the beautiful Chobe River. The Chobe River, a vital tributary of the mighty Zambezi, forms the northern boundary of the Chobe National Park and sustains the rich ecosystems of the area. During the dry season, its banks become a lifeline for wildlife, drawing countless animals and birds to its waters. Rob and I have done this cruise on many occasions, and each time it's different and equally enthralling. Further upstream, beyond the little town of Kasane, the Chobe takes on a unique geographical significance. It marks the confluence where 4 countries, Botswana, Namibia, Zambia, and Zimbabwe, all meet, creating a fascinating crossroads of landscapes and cultures. You have to pay close attention to the banks and trees along the river as they host a variety of birds and reptiles. Sometimes, with a bit of luck, you might witness a little drama unfold, as we did when this African darter landed a fish that was far too big to swallow, and it caught the attention of a nearby water monitor. Water monitors are skilled hunters and scavengers, with a diet as varied as their habitats. Opportunistic by nature, they won't pass up an easy meal if the chance arises. After watching the darter struggle to eat this large barbel, the monitor clearly thought it had a chance here. Water monitors feed on fish, frogs, and crabs, which they catch with remarkable agility in the water. They also forage for bird eggs, insects, and small mammals, occasionally preying on other reptiles as well. Unfortunately, we didn't see the end of this encounter, but no doubt one of these two had a very good meal at the end. It's the hottest time of the day now, and the animals are making their way down to the water's edge to drink and cool off. Whenever there's an interesting sighting, all the boats converge on the area. Did you know that baby elephants initially can't use their trunks to draw water and then transfer it to their mouths? Instead, they drink directly by placing their mouths in the water. Over time, they observe adult elephants using their trunks and start practicing this skill. I love this little cutie. Babies will always find something on the ground to catch their attention, won't they? On this island, most of the bulls are old and come here to spend peaceful days away from the predators on land. When young, they're excellent swimmers, but as they get older, they can sometimes become the victims of crocodile attacks while crossing over to the island. Marabou storks are vital scavengers that play a crucial role in cleaning up carcasses and maintaining the health of ecosystems. They are considered part of the ugly five, a light-hearted term used to describe animals and birds in Africa that are perceived to be ugly in appearance and nature. The ugly five include the marabou stork, the warthog, the hyena, the lappet-faced vulture, and the wildebeest. Elephants are a hallmark of the Chobe River, with herds numbering in the hundreds, and here we're lucky enough to see them crossing the river to go from Botswana into Namibia. The Chobe River, which forms a natural boundary between Botswana and Namibia, sees large herds of elephants crossing its waters, particularly during the dry season. The river is typically around 4 to 5 meters deep in places, though it can vary depending on the season and the rainfall. As the elephants swim across, they form tight groups, with the older, more experienced elephants leading the way. The calves, though smaller and less strong, manage to cope with the swim by staying close to their mothers, who often help them by gently guiding or supporting them. The river crossing is an essential part of their migration, as the elephants travel between the Chobe National Park in Botswana and the Caprivi Strip in Namibia, searching for food and water. As the sun starts to sink in the west, the light is magical, and everyone gets excited at the prospect of a glorious sunset. The boats all head back towards the channel nearest the lodges, and then stop to watch as the spectacle unfolds. The end of another day in Botswana, and we were so privileged to spend time in this special place at this time. We've made a very early start today because we're setting off from the Chobe Safari Lodge and heading into the park on a guided game drive. This is an excellent way to relax and let someone else show you all that the park has to offer. We're entering via the Sududu Gate, which is located approximately 5 kilometers from Kasane. This part of the park is divided into two distinct ecosystems, the dry hinterland and the riverfront, with each area offering a unique wildlife viewing opportunity. The park is extremely sandy, and one needs a four-wheel drive to drive around here. Dawn in the park has a gentle feel to it. The animals and birds are bathed in a soft light, and everything looks fresh and cool before the sun rises high in the sky and burns everything down below. This is a very special treat for us. The sable antelope is one of the most striking and iconic species found in southern Africa, but sightings of them are relatively rare in many parks because they are highly selective in their choice of habitat, only thriving where there is sufficient water and specific vegetation. Black-backed jackals are cunning and highly skilled hunters that are often spotted trailing predators like lions or hyenas to feed on leftovers from kills. They play an important role in maintaining ecological balance. Did you know that giraffes have specialized valves and elastic blood vessels to regulate blood flow and prevent pressure from reaching the brain when they bend down to drink? You're much more likely to spot lions on a guided safari like this, as the drivers stay in constant communication via radios, sharing updates on animal locations. For us, this teamwork paid off, and we're thrilled to have our first lion sighting of the trip. These two majestic lions, however, seem completely unfazed by the many cameras now trained on them. The Kori bustard is one of the heaviest flying birds in the world and is native to the grasslands and savannas of southern Africa. It's the national bird of Botswana because to them it symbolizes strength, grace, and resilience. These giraffes are necking, which is a form of combat where males use their long necks as a weapon to establish dominance or win mating rights. The intensity can range from light sparring to fierce battles. If you're enjoying this video, please like and subscribe down below. Thank you. These guided safaris usually take about 3 hours, and I promise you the time sure flies when you're having fun. Sadly, our time here is almost over, but we've still got time to enjoy these ellies before we leave the park. This mama wasn't too happy with us being so close to her baby.
Yeah.
Very nice, thank you. Thanks for everything, hey? Our campsite had a partial view of the river, but unfortunately it lacked shade and was situated near an electrical substation that emitted a constant buzzing sound, which was rather annoying. Our lovely Joe had a birthday while we were there, and what more fitting way to celebrate it than with a buffet dinner at the restaurant near the river. Only in Africa can you be told to watch out for the crocs and hippos while you're eating in a restaurant. Isn't it classic? They certainly put out a magnificent spread for everyone. The evening was topped off with some traditional singing and dancing. What a beautiful way to celebrate a special day. Join us in our next episode as we explore the incredible Sanyati Lodge featuring its unique underground hide, and take a day trip to Zimbabwe to visit the breathtaking Victoria Falls. See you there.